Prehistoric mystery. Think of it as a cold case that's millions of years old. It's all about an ancient duel between two absolute titans of the deep. And the key to solving the whole thing? A single bitten bone. Yeah, you heard that right. And it's about to completely change what we thought we knew. So, what can one little bone really tell us? I mean, think about it. Can a single fossil just sitting there for millions and millions of years actually rewrite our entire understanding of an ancient world? Well, as you're about to see, the answer is a huge, resounding yes.
Okay, so when you think about a major fossil discovery, you're probably picturing a dusty dig site, right? People out in the desert under a hot sun. But no, that's not where our story starts. This one begins in a place that's, well, a lot quieter. It all starts inside a museum drawer.
So what's in the drawer? It's the fossil of a Polycotylus. Now that's a kind of big marine reptile, a plesiosaur to be exact. This particular one was found down in Alabama in a place called the Moorville Chalk. And this creature, about 13 feet long, was hiding a pretty big secret, a secret that nobody had noticed for years.
And this is the clue that changes everything. As someone's looking over the fossil, they spot something that just shouldn't be there. A big, shattered tooth wedged deep inside one of its neck vertebrae. I mean, think about that. This isn't just a fossil anymore. This is basically a prehistoric crime scene.
You know, the crazy part is how they even found it. It was completely by accident. Professor Christopher Brochu, he wasn't even looking for anything special. He was just, looking through the collection for stuff to show his students in class. And that's when he saw it, the bitten vertebra. It's just a great reminder, right? Sometimes the biggest discoveries happen when you're not even looking.
Okay, so now they've got their big clue, right? This mysterious tooth. But that just created a whole new problem. I mean, how are you supposed to get a good look at something that's shattered into pieces and stuck inside a solid fossilized bone?
And that was the real challenge here. If they tried to physically dig it out, they'd destroy everything. The tooth, the bone, all of it. The key piece of evidence would be gone for good. So they had to get creative. They turned to some pretty cool high-tech digital forensics.
So here's what they did, and it's pretty brilliant. They took the whole fossil and put it in a CT scanner. Yeah, just like the ones they use in hospitals. This let them see inside the bone without damaging a thing. Then, they handed that data over to a team of students who built a full 3D digital model of all the little hidden tooth fragments. And that virtual model, that was the key. They could identify the attacker without ever having to touch the real evidence.
So, once they had that perfect 3D model, the researchers could finally figure out who that tooth belonged to. And what they found sets the stage for an epic showdown, a face-off between two of the Cretaceous Ocean's absolute top predators.
And the attacker was, get this, a Xiphactinus. Now this isn't a shark, it's not another reptile. It was a massive, super powerful, and famously aggressive fish. Seriously, these things were monsters. And now, for the first time, we had solid proof of one going head-to-head with a plesiosaur.
And just think about this matchup for a second. It's incredible. In one corner, you've got the Polycotylus, a top predator with that famously long, super vulnerable neck. And in the other corner, you have Xiphactinus, another apex predator known for its absolutely crushing jaws. So this wasn't just, a predator hunting down some easy prey. No way. This was a true battle of the titans.
So, okay, we know who the attacker was. That's a huge piece of the puzzle. But the next big question is, why? Why did this happen? To figure that out, the team had to really dig into the evidence, almost like forensic investigators, to piece together the final moments of this animal's life.
And this really is the million-dollar question. Was this a hunt or was it a fight? I mean, was the Xiphactinus actually trying to eat the Polycotylus, or was something else going on here? Maybe a turf war? A fight over food? Because the evidence, well, it started to suggest this was way more than just a simple hunt for dinner.
And here's why that's the case. We have these other incredible fossils, some that literally show a fish within a fish, that tell us Xiphactinus usually just swallowed its prey whole. But this Polycotylus was 13 feet long? There's just no way it could have been swallowed. So this bite, it wasn't about a meal. All the evidence points to a violent, brutal conflict.
And no matter why the attack happened, the result was pretty clear-cut. As one of the experts, Professor Robin O'Keefe, explained, that long neck was the plesiosaur's biggest weakness. A bite like that with so much power, right to the neck, it would have severed major arteries, hit critical nerves, it would have been instantly fatal. Game over.
This was a killer blow.
So you see, this single bitten bone, it's about so much more than just one animal's death. It's like it pulls back the curtain and gives us a raw, unfiltered look at what life was really like in these ancient oceans.
And it turns out this fossil wasn't a one-off thing. Not at all. When you look at the bigger picture, at all the fossils from this Morville Chalk area, you find that bite marks are everywhere. It was a world just packed with predators. We're talking giant fish, sharks, huge marine reptiles, and they were all fighting for survival. They attacked anything they could, even dinosaurs that got washed out to sea. And now we know for sure they even attacked each other. It was a free-for-all. Absolutely no one was safe.
And this quote from Stephanie Drumheller, the lead author of the study, just hits the nail on the head. We have this simple idea of a food chain, like a neat little pyramid with one predator sitting safely at the top. But this discovery, it shows us the reality was so much messier, way more dangerous, just a totally unpredictable fight for survival.
Which really leaves us with one last big question to think about. In an ocean that was so crowded with apex predators, an ocean where the top hunters were literally hunting each other, was there even such a thing as the top of the food chain? Or was every single day just a brutal struggle to survive? It's pretty amazing to think that one small bone, found completely by chance in a museum drawer, could leave us with questions this big.